Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Say Being Hunted. This is episode 554 now, I think, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? It's an evening on a Friday, as of when I record this. Work's all done for the day. And I'm just relaxing, basically, and thought I will play some more Sir, you know, as I do and all that. Just to, basically, I don't know, have an opportunity to record some content for the old channel and all that. There is a bloody dog there, making noises, I don't like that. So, thing is, as I'm going to record this, Easter leave at work is actually going to be starting fairly soon, and as always, whenever I have time off work, I'm probably going to be heading back up north to visit friends, family. Having said that, by the time this video goes out, Easter leave will probably be, well, progressing. I'll probably come back down south and I'll be back here, just, you know, probably scrambling to get new stuff recorded before my queue of videos runs out. But yeah, in essence, so Easter leave, as of when I record, is just about to begin, and I'll be heading back up north sometime fairly soon to visit friends, to visit family. So that means really I need to, as always, just get recording some content for the channel and all that. So I've got plenty of stuff uploaded in the queue in the meantime. Right, jump up here whilst I just go to the North Island. So yeah, like I say, I just need to block record stuff, hence why I'm doing a bit of Sir right now. I mean, I've already got a few things actually uploaded into the queue in my YouTube studio, which has been pretty good. I hear a landowner somewhere nearby. That's not a welcome sound, that. Wait, where is he? He's not by the church, is he? No, I don't think he is. Oh, it's one of these churches that you can technically climb up if you parkour well enough. Yeah, what was I talking about? So, I have plenty of stuff uploaded in the queue, both in terms of main series, but also a few bits of bonus content, which, what I'll probably do is I'll probably keep hold of them for the time being. I've got a few Raft, Captain Claw episodes, which I recorded in my own time. I'll probably keep those in case I start, I don't know, I find that my queue starts to run down a little bit, because what I can always do is maybe keep hold of that. Oh, there's a freaking device piece right here, I didn't even realise there's nobody by it either. Yes, I'll keep them in the queue in the meantime, just so that way I've got stuff that I can be using in the event that my queue runs down. So I can always take a sort of momentary interruption to my usual scheduled programming, to put it that way, ladies and gentlemen. But that's fine. Now, you know, as always, I like to talk about my YouTube viewing habits and all that in these podcast-style Sir episodes. And this one's going to be, you know, this episode's going to be no exception to that. So, last episode I was talking about ads that I'd recently had, or I'd recently been getting a lot of, and, you know, particularly Hero Wars, I'm still getting freaking ads for that mobile game, whatever the hell it is. And yes, as always, they are just annoyingly stupid and inane, and I'm not at all persuaded to download that to my phone, or even give it the time of day, really. But, thing is, though, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to stick with the topic of ads for a little bit, YouTube ads and all that, because I've actually recently had a couple of new ones for a game that's currently in development, and there is a page for it on Steam. A game called Pizza Possum. Has anyone heard of that one, ladies and gentlemen? It's a game where, by the looks of it, it's played from like a top-down perspective. And it's a game where you play as a sneaky possum, stealing food. It's basically like a hide-and-seek type game. But, I mean, thing is, you know, from the trailers, the ads that I saw of it, I mean, the graphical style of it looks, you know, cartoonishly fun and all that. And, you know, it seems fun enough. Just looking at what limited amount of gameplay mechanics you actually see from the ads or whatever. But it was interesting because I feel like it sounds like the latest in what I would sort of call, somewhat teasingly, but, you know, not in a negative sense or a pejorative sense, but what I would teasingly call the long list of, how should I describe them, games where you play as animals and your sole objective seems to be to just cause chaos. I feel like there's quite a few games like that. Because obviously I think, you know, ever since, what was it called, Goat Simulator, I feel like there have been games like that all the time, where you play as animals and it's just about causing chaos and all that. So there's freaking Goat Sim, which of course was, I think, the one that kind of started this trend. You know, everyone pretty much knows what Goat Sim is, you know. If you don't know what Goat Sim is, then you've probably been living under a rock for a while, haven't you? It's the game where you play as a goat and you just seem to charge into things, knock them over, cause mayhem and destruction and all that. So there's that. But there's also other ones that, you know, have been spawned sort of since then. I mean, thing is, actually, you could even argue that maybe Goat Simulator wasn't really the first game where you play as an animal and you cause chaos. I mean, could you almost say that, like, Angry Birds, for instance, perhaps, was something similar? I don't know. That is the question. I don't know. I mean, Angry Birds was much more particular. Angry Birds was much more distinct. What are you doing over there, buddy? You need to move off in that direction. Alright, he's not going to. He's an asshole. Right. Oh no, is he moving now? I think he is. Yeah, he is. That's good. Alright, you heard the whistle of the locomotive. Alright, get over here. Number 2. There we are. So yeah, Goat Simulator is the quintessential animal causing chaos game experience, but there are other ones. It wasn't the one, I seem to recall, I think a Yogscast video I once watched from years and years ago, where, was it like you play as a frog, and with the power of flatulence you sort of propel yourself around the environment? Something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I can picture it in my head. It had some more sort of like a retro pixelated kind of art style to it. I'm sure someone in the comments probably knows which game I'm talking about and can probably name it for me. In which case, feel free to do so, kind viewers and vieweresses out there. But of course, in the meantime, you know, I suppose Pizza Possum is the latest example of this animal causing chaos game trend. In fact, another example I can think of would be that Untitled Goose Game. Remember that one that's available on Steam, and which almost every YouTuber was doing briefly at one point? The one that's set in the UK has a very sort of, you know, quite pleasing and nice art style, admittedly, to look at, and which does look quite entertaining. I believe you can actually play it co-op as well, but yeah, there's a game that everyone was playing, of course, back in the day. And I can understand why. I mean, it looked enjoyable enough, didn't it? You know, don't get me wrong, not taking the piss. Just saying. It's an observation, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like, you know, there are certain trends in gaming that occur every so often. So, you know, like a certain game will come out that everyone will start playing because, not necessarily because the game is necessarily good, but perhaps because it has meme value or whatever. You know, all the YouTubers out there will be jumping on the old meme bandwagon and they'll be playing it. And of course everyone, you know, as a result of that will be buying it and playing it themselves because they've seen their favourite YouTubers playing it. Definitely feels like that's quite a unique, how should I say, business model these days. Not necessarily creating like a fully fleshed out game, but creating a game that is just so memeable and is just so chaotic that naturally people can't help but like it. And so, you know, you get one or two YouTubers playing it, they enjoy it, and then suddenly everyone's playing it. I suppose it's a sneaky but interesting little way of doing business in the gaming world. But of course, I suppose it probably well, the risk of it is probably that it leads to all kinds of sometimes kind of shitty little clones of various games. There's actually another game that I can think of which sort of fits the mould of animal causing chaos. There's a again, this is one that I've seen the Yogscast do a couple of videos on, play it a couple of times. And again, I've forgotten the freaking name of it now. This is from more recent months that they played it. It's the one where it's co-op, you can play with your friends, and you play as a bunch of penguins doing like secret heist missions. It's basically a kind of, you know, a comedy spoof of, I guess, the likes of Payday and stuff like that, except for some reason you're playing as penguins. And of course the mechanics of it are very floppy and are deliberately meant to be quite silly. That feels like another one that sort of fits the mould a little bit. Again, I'm probably going to need you guys watching this to remind me what the title of that was. And then again, I could just as easily search for it myself by going onto the Yogscast channel and actually going back through their videos, because like I said, they played it not too long ago. So I just have to scroll down the videos tab on their YouTube page a little bit and then I'll probably find it. Right, let's try and follow this wisp over here. But yeah, you know, that's an interesting topic though about trends in game development, in games that are sort of going hot on YouTube and all that. It makes me wonder what kind of the next sort of gimmick in games will be. So we've had, you know, the sort of trend of gimmicky games where you play as an animal causing chaos. And you know, for a time, there are other identifiable trends that we can probably speak of as well. Like, you know, when Minecraft was going big back in 2010, 2011, it spawned a lot of, obviously, you know, slightly rip-off versions of the game from various people trying to sort of capitalise and bandwagon on its success by creating sort of block-based sandbox games. And, you know, some of those block-based sandbox games, even though they look similar to Minecraft, are admittedly, from what I understand, not too bad. But I've seen people talk about games like Total Miner Forge, for instance, or, you know, Colony Survival. That's a game I've mentioned here that I would want to actually try out. But those games, you know, they take the idea of a block-based sandbox world and they sort of take it in different directions. They do things that are actually quite unique with it. And so, by all accounts, you know, even though on the surface they may look like Minecraft rip-offs, actually, once you get into them, they're not. But the thing is, you know, you don't have to search for long on YouTube before you do find, for example, games which are clear rip-offs of Minecraft and aren't really all that different to it. But yes, yeah, I just wanted to say that, ladies and gentlemen. Shut up. I don't want to deal with you. You guys fucking let me down during that bloody flight experiment thing that I was trying out again not too long ago. Where did the wisp go? It's over there. Somebody's having a shootout, and that's fine by me, as long as I don't have to deal with them. As long as they're not sat right on top of this device piece. What's going on? Did they just kill the friggin... I think they did. They just killed the Squire over there. Oh, what a bunch of assholes. Squire wasn't really doing anything to them, and they just blasted him away with the old shoot guns. Ah, where are we going over here? Well, the wisp's going off in this direction, but what's the deal with this one? I thought it was a scarecrow, then it's not. It's one of those gas cylinder things, just abandoned out here by this sly keep. You got anything over here that you're hiding away? Oh, wait a minute. Is that like a separate little island? It looks like it, doesn't it? Or is it on more like a headland? Oh no, it's on its own separate little island. I always find it kind of amusing how, you know, you get islands like this that sort of generate in the world, and you have to just sort of take the plunge, go through the water and hope that the sea beast doesn't show up and attack you. Oh god, this is going to be a bit of a difficult one to get on, isn't it? There's rocks everywhere. Can I get on this one? Oh, yep, I can. It's possible. We can Skyrim up. Right, I'm just going to shoot these guys. I'm not going to bother with stealth because there's not really anywhere to go. Got you. You're down. You did indeed hear something, old boy. Gotcha. Right, you're down. Thank God for that. I'll eat your blackberries, discard that. Guns? Nope, haven't got anything. Alright, discard. Just discard this boot because I can't. Right, that's that. That's this island now cleared out. Fantastic. Let's just hope the return journey to the main... well, I was about to say the mainland, but back to the main of this island goes swimmingly. No, that pun was not intended. Oh god, I'm stuck on a fucking rock. That's not what you want. It's funny how you can't just sort of climb out. Go away, sea beast. I'm going to be out of this water in a second anyway. You can't get me. Go away. Leave me alone. Alright, well we got that. That's good news. I'm trying to think though, back to the topic of conversation at hand, were there any other sort of big trends in gaming where I felt like there was one sort of big example of a game that came out and then suddenly everyone else was trying to do it? You know, if you probably went back to the early 2000s, back to my youthful years, I say that like, you know, I'm not still technically young, but, you know, if you go back to the early sort of 2000s, I suppose a trend that you could probably say was a big thing back then, where everyone was sort of jumping on it, was the World War II FPS trend. 2000s were really saturated with World War II first-person shooters, like the Medal of Honor series, Call of Duties, and then, you know, like Brothers in Arms eventually came out and all that. It's a definite massive saturation there. But having said that, you know, those games are fun, because I've played a lot of them, and some of them do, you know, distinct things, like Brothers in Arms, for instance, with its sort of squad-based gameplay, and all that, which was good. Alright, where is the jetty? It is still further on. Oh, it's there. It's just in the middle of that little bay. Didn't even see it. Down here. There we go. So you see, we've got another island cleared out, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Go this way. There we are. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Right, we'll jump cut again once again here as I go back to the centre. Okie doke. Right, well, we'll as usual, deposit our spoils at the centre, at the standing stones, and then we'll probably seek to wrap this episode up, because I think, just a short little episode is always fine by me, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? How far were the standing stones, though, from here? Not too far, if I remember correctly. Alright, yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble on there about gaming trends and all that. A fucking dog. Let that go away and do its own thing. Yeah, let me know in the comments though, are there any other sort of like gaming trends that I've maybe kind of forgotten, or any that really stood out to you, where, you had an example of a really good game that came out and then suddenly it kind of produced a bit of a flurry of either sort of like rip-off copycat titles, or at least a flurry of similar titles, things like that. I suppose that would be an interesting topic. There will be ones that I've not thought about and all that. Right, put those in there, save progress, wait, save, there we go. Right, Facebook do links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested, and if you enjoyed, a like is of course always appreciated. More than that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye everybody! Get your mind out the gutter. Leave. Go now. Okay? Or you two, just friggin' grab him now. I don't know, just like pull a sack over his head, tie the end off so it's just in a sack, dump him in a cupboard somewhere. Nobody needs to know. Just throw him away. Bring him a few apples every once in a while so he doesn't starve to death. But just leave him somewhere where nobody will find him. Oh god. Don't suddenly turn into Terror or something, please.
Don't.
My thoughts exactly.
You had a slumber party and you didn't invite the great Waka Waka?
There's a reason I only wanted to invite you.
What? Yep, that's totally what this is.
Well,